So how do you balance life? You know what? Management is such a good word because there's no balance. For me, all my events, concerts, live events are unique to the artist or my principal that I'm working for. I'm not even going to, shame or shit on people who like 9 to 5 work because it's organized. I've always been sort of like a polymath. Like I enjoy lots of things. I've done stints in film. The industry that we work in, people retain clients. If this person has worked for me and they have delivered over the past like 3 times or 3 stints of things, the chances that I'm going to want to explore another person is very slim. What I do is I hold on to my clients to them.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode on She Create Podcast, where we spotlight beautiful, successful women who are climbing up in the ladder in their industry. And on today's episode, I have with me a creative force, a producer, an event manager, a talent manager. She's not just all of this. She is the brain behind Bella Shmurda Attention Rave in Ibadan, Maven Campus Tour, and Trent Fest. At 25, she has achieved a lot. Let's give it up for Moyo, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Moyo, please can you pronounce your surname, please?
Moyo Onipede.
Moyo Onipede.
Yes.
Guys, you guys don't want to know what has happened in this studio today because of that surname. But yes, Moyo Onipede.
100%. You got
Correct. My Yoruba has to be very solid. I don't know why I can't even speak Yoruba. I grew up in Lagos. I served in Ibadan. So I've lived my life in a Yoruba speaking state. But why is it so difficult to learn Yoruba? Do you not speak another language aside from Yoruba?
Yes.
What
I
language?
started school as a Russian student.
Oh,
So I can speak some Russian.
speak. What is?
No, let me just speak what I know. Because if you ask me, it will go far.
All right, speak what?
Давайте познакомимся. Меня зовут Moyo. That means my name is Moyo. Nice to meet you. Let's leave it at that. Thank you.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle Moyo because I know French as well.
That's so nice. That's so nice. So Moyo, let's talk about event space, right? Event concert can be very chaotic. So tell me, how did you know that at this point, this is what I want to do with all the chaos backstage? You know, people don't see what happens backstage, right? They only see, oh, I'm at a concert, I'm screaming, I'm shouting, I'm enjoying. They don't know what has gone behind sound, light, people management. Tell us, how did you know that this is the career I want to pursue?
I think this will be 2021 or 2022. I had done a few events. I had done a stint with Top Boy, that is now Block Party, the plug. So I done a stint with Block Party, and then I now started like concerts proper size, like parties, reels type of thing. So the events in particular was we met some Stellar Live with Rick Ross. So Rick Ross was there. He was the headline performer. The video was there. Tiwa Savage was there, and a bunch of other artists. And I handled backstage comms, speaking with front of house. These artists coming, sort of liaising on their elements, what the lights should look like for this talent that's coming up. And at the end of everything, I was like, wow. I've always been sort of like a polymath. Like I enjoy lots of things. I've done stints in film. I act on the side. I play badminton. I do everything that I enjoy. And sort of my retirement plan is to have a daycare to be babysitting children.
I did it.
So if I like it, I'm going to do it. But I just knew for sure that main part of my bag will come from events after doing that event. Yeah.
When I was doing my research on you, I saw that you left European studies at 300 level, right? How was that decision for you? If that your parents didn't say, oh, we think you need to switch, would you have taken that decision?
I will not.
To switch?
I will not. Okay, in European studies, we study European languages,
I see
European
why
culture.
you don't have to speak Russian.
Yeah, so there were 3 units. I was already working in radio at the time. So when I didn't meet up to the cut-off mark for communication and language arts, second best would be language.
Yeah.
In case I go out of the country and maybe it doesn't have to be the US and go and do English mass communication. So that was sort of the plan. Like, let me have like an extra language that I can communicate in with, even if it's like to be a translator or maybe an ambassador or international relations type.
So how do you balance life being a producer, being an artist manager, an event manager? And I saw that you were still schooling while you were handling all of this. How did you manage this?
Good. You know what? Management is such a good word because there's no balance. When I just crossed from 300 level to 200 level communication and language arts, I was not present for the first semester in my new department because that was when I just started managing Mobad and the balance of things. Sometimes the day I come to school is when I get a call that, oh, this is happening this evening or this is happening tomorrow. I would have boarded the train again and come back to Lagos. So I spent most of the time in Lagos at the time, and I only even wrote the exams that semester. So there's no true balance. The following semester, there was a film project with Film One. I came back to Lagos for that for about 6 weeks. I wasn't in school again. So what I had to do was, don't try this at home. I had to sort of, I'm not going to call it cheating, just maneuver my way through the process, make a few friends in high places, have conversations with them, talk your way through it. You should be fine.
Wow.
You will not be part of the best,
but
you'll be close.
You'll be close.
Yeah.
I get you. You talked about Mobad. You managed Mobad from 2023.
Yeah, October 2022 to May
2023. Mobad's loss, may so rest in peace.
Yeah.
How were you able to manage this period?
This day, September 12th, 2023, I was in church and we had a creative shows program coming up and I was in rehearsal for a drama rehearsal and my phone was on DND.
Yeah.
I just saw that, there's a way that you can exempt certain people from calling. I just saw this person was calling intermittently, so I had to choose myself to take the call. And the person was like, Moyo, have you seen what they're saying about Mo online? I'm like, please, what has he done?
Oh my God.
Gosh. So I was calling him, I could not reach him. I had to call someone else, and the person is crying, Moyo, I'm going on. I'm like, I did not clock. So I went on Twitter myself and I said, and I'm like, wait, there is no way. I don't know, my responses were slow because I first of all sat down like, maybe he's dodging.
Yeah.
Maybe he's marketing.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll come and say, oh,
They lie.
no more, just play along. So I just chilled for a bit. So even till I got back to my hostel, I was still, just chilling. I called someone else. That was the person that first of all gave me the first lamba. That made me feel like maybe this is all a joke.
Yeah.
Because the person was like, oh, he had an ear infection.
Okay.
So at the hospital, something. I'm like, ear infection. So even people that asked me, like industry people that called me, the people that called, I was like, oh, I think he had an ear infection.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. But at the point where it just hits me like, I was so gone. And I don't think I ever had like any closure moments per se because I was in school. People know that, oh, Moyo is never truly around, but they don't know my clients like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone on the team truly was able to come to terms with it because there was a whole rush of things. There was like, the things that were happening online. There were all of the speculations. There were things that were happening with family as well. And like, you get, so we all couldn't be on the emotional side of things for too long because the legal part of things, everything, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to you. Your IG bio says based on true life story.
There's no gimmicking around there.
No gimmicking at all. It's just your real life.
My real life.
If you were to write a movie about your life, right? What would the opening scene look like?
The first scene would probably just be a shot of someone walking. Like, you can't tell the place, you can't tell the destination. They are just going. No sitting down, no, I need a drink. They are just going. Maybe just small stops of like, maybe I should turn back. Maybe I should pause. Who is coming to save me? Then they're like, oh, let's just keep going. We shall reach there someday, somehow. That'll probably just be the first scene because That's just my life. Like, no one is coming to save
Save
you. I've come to
you.
terms with it since.
Like for real, right? No one is coming to
Nobody's
save
come
you.
to
There's no
save you.
uncle, there is no auntie. You know, back then when we were growing up, like, it's my uncle that said when I finish school, like this,
Yeah.
he will give me a job. Or this
I've
my
never even
uncle,
heard it in my life.
or this
No
my
one has said
uncle
that
that
to me.
said, "Oh, call me when you get to school. Call me." Then you start calling the uncle. The uncle never picks. At this, I feel like at this point, I'm now getting to realize that uncle was actually going through it
Himself.
yeah.
Ah,
Nobody has life figured out, to be honest.
100%.
Even at 50, you're still trying to figure out your life. Even like at old age, you're still trying to figure out your life. At what point do we figure out this life, guys? At what point?
Honestly. Truly, no one's coming to save you. Like, there are people that, like, God, the universe will send your
Send
way
your
to
way,
make your
right?
journey easier,
Yeah.
but they have their own lives.
You think like you're facing the worst or something bad is happening to you, but when you hear people's story, you get to find out that you should even be grateful for where you are, right? And see how you can even help uplift this other person because nobody has it figured out, to be honest. So let's talk about the industry, place of work, reading and going through your bio. I noticed that you left the 9 to 5 space for a while to go solo. At what point do you know that you wanted to go solo, and what gave you that courage?
The 9 to 5, I was working as an intern. This was in 2020 in a fintech in Ibadan, FRK Savings. I think they are out of operations now. But yeah, I was a content social media intern at the time. And from like the first day there, I was like, yeah, man, this is not my life. I'm not about to be doing this with nobody. Sometimes we'll be having conversations, even from my laugh, and HR will just come and say, yeah, this is an office. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So certain conversations, like she can just show up and be like, I already know, do you get? So
Yeah.
I feel like I have too much energy for an office for a 9 to 5 in this space of things. I just wanted to try it out and not really out. Funny enough, I was the longest serving intern at the time.
Wow.
Like a bunch of people had done their 3 months, 6 months and left. This time was easy for me because it was the COVID year. I think there was also an ASU strike at the time. So I just managed also because I didn't want to be at home. I didn't mind just going, and I was able to learn a few things on the job. I learned the basics of Canva there. I learned like working in organized spaces. I learned like hierarchy of communication. So it's not every time you have to go and report to the CEO or manager because they're available. Like there's a chain of reports and all of that. So yeah, I was able to survive that year, but knowing in mind that this was not this was not like the end goal, so then the end plan of things. Also the only reason why I'm not even going to, shame or shit on people who like 9 to 5 work because it's organized.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of back to that now. Like I'm taking a, bench or
nice.
a pause from all of this was just because I was in school. There was no true way to manage
A 9 to 5 is structured
yeah,
with school.
with school or because I always had to go back.
We're back to 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the entertainment industry, it's not 9 to 5,
Not
it's
9 to 5.
24/7. It's
Please.
24/7. Just the office part of
Yeah.
things is like maybe 3 days a week, But it's like there's evening things you have to show up for in the evening, things you have to show up for overnight. Do you get responses you need to give, feedback you need to give at any time of the day? But at least it's a more, organized, lifestyle. And I'm here for it. So I already have started having gray because I'm chasing after
this new phase.
Okay.
What role are you?
I joined DMW as a marketing associate.
Come on, girl.
Yeah.
How's it been so far?
It has been amazing, actually, because my major in school was marketing, branding, and then I did a like minor in PR.
Okay.
So I've always been interested. I started working with Mubad. I'd always been interested in like the perception of people. Of the artist, the branding, what's the visual appeal of the artist. Because I feel like this is like a major part of the audience's experience of the artist. Apart from listening to music, like there's a whole lot more to the branding. You can even sell the music to the people through the branding as opposed to the sound. Do you follow? So that has been like a a core
Wow.
for me, aside from events. Even I even see events as an opportunity for you to go sell your brand,
Actually,
your
yeah.
stage presence, what you wear, the things you say, the storytelling that you give on stage, all those things. Aside from the execution of things, that's something that I've always been particular about. So I'm excited to be able to do that with DMW.
Oh, nice, nice. Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
faith industry. I know that this particular industry, event space, even music, is dominated by the
Yeah,
the male
that.
gender. Have you ever faced any form of where they tend to look down at you and say, because you're a lady in this field, you can't do it, or you have to you have to show yourself, you have to show up like twice, do twice the job? Because I know this is something a lot of ladies face. People in male dominated industry, you have to show workings like for them to even trust you, to give you contracts, to give you jobs, right? Have you ever been in such situation, and how did you manage to come out of it? How did you come out successful in it? Just walk us through it.
For me, I'm not even going to lie. I grew up as an Omoge's side. Not particularly Ajebota,
Yeah.
but I have had a very sheltered life. And that's sort of the same thing with working in the industry. When I started to become more independent, where my parents just relied on me to give them updates,
Yeah.
I started working with the mind of I'm loved at home.
Yeah.
I am loved at home. They will shout at me, but
yeah, love.
they will tell me there's love at home. So I used to go to every situation knowing that like there's a particular courage that I must have. Also sheltered in the fact that the people that I've worked with have always looked out for me.
Yeah.
Even in conflicts, like conflicts can go out of hand, but there's some respect, which has also sort of, inspired me in choosing my clients. So you notice that, okay, I've worked with these clients over and over time.
Over time, yeah.
It's because, there's some sort of understanding, there's
And
some form of respect that's there. There have been times where like someone can say, oh, I want to beat this girl, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I did cry. I did cry. Usually, my go-to usually, I'm going to cry. I will cry. But my crying has now evolved to I'm not crying
in front of you. No.
I won't cry in
Because I'm
front
not
of you.
weak.
No, I'm not. I'm not
I'm
weak.
strong.
For real. But no, I won't cry in front of you. Sometimes I'll just like clock later and be like, that didn't need to happen. But I'm not going to beat up myself for someone else's, mishap or something of the sort. And I've also learned to just have my own rhythm of things. I've learned how to delegate over time. So it's everything doesn't always come back to me now. The only time that I did face like a need to show up because of my gender was when I started working with mobile. Like there was a need to show that my own experiences of things could suffice for the job. There were even times where he felt like he also needed to look out for me.
For you.
And that was something that in the beginning, like the first 3 months, I'm always like, I've got this. Do you get like there's always a need to, also looking out for Moyo. Moyo enter the car first. So you keep your eyes on Moyo. Do you follow? It was a thing in the beginning, like breathe. Allow me. Allow me. When you call me the night that you cannot sleep at home, you don't think of my gender. When I'm going out, when I'm going to, there was time to go to Agege for shows.
Yeah, but they have to look after their girl.
And I respect it. I respect it. I just didn't want it to be a thing that, when you start to do things like, oh, we need to look out for Moyo, we need to look out for Moyo. But it was not a thing of like embarrassing. Or
I get you. You have really had a very beautiful ride. You have tried.
There have been terrible moments. I can't even lie.
You have really tried. I'm not gonna lie. I admire your courage. I admire your strength, how you take decisions. Like you're not scared. You're not afraid to move from one point to another point. Like it takes so much courage to do that. It takes so much courage to even switch courses. Come on, girl. You've really done a lot. I'm proud of you, and I'm sure everybody out there is proud of you. Can you walk us through your creative process?
For me, all my events, concerts, live events are unique to the artist or my principal that I'm working for, because no two events are the same.
Yeah.
Each event is, all of these things are, itinerary for marketing. So there's always a goal in mind. Is this to sell new music? Is this to connect with the audience? Is this for storytelling? Is this more for brands? Is this to take presence in this location? All of those things. So for me, it's unique to the artist. So if the artist says, okay, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I want my set to look like, this is what we're working towards, and the principal can give you a brief. Say, oh, this is a pop-up. We just want this, locality to feel this artist, that type of thing. So for me, contact the vendors, reach out to my team, let them know that this is what's going on. Then I now, narrow it down. Once I've, shared the work to teams, you keep up with this person, you check up with this. I now, between me and myself, because I handle the headline set alone. You get, so okay, this is what can fit the set. If the budget can allow for us to construct, a set, do a proper set design, now speak on the elements of what the light should look like, think of the different cues, do a proper A&R session for what the performances will look like. You get, so like the hotspots. Think of what like the hotspots will be. Okay, this is the entry song. Think of it like an album on its own. So this is what the artist is going to come on stage with, whether they want it to be some drama, darkness, whether they want
light
to setup, the sound setup. Are we going to have like a choir already chanting something on stage? What do we want the audience to be doing? Do we want a fake, ploy type of thing? And then the artist shows up. Different scenarios, for the artist to come up on stage, and then the performances, then the storytelling, what is the artist going to be saying to link all of the songs together to ensure that the audience is being carried along.
Oh, nice.
Are we going to have any other performances within the set? Do you want to key in any stunts that should make blogs the following day? Say you want to fall down. Things they look like accidents, but some of them are
Stunts.
So, do you want to have a someone from the audience join you on stage? Let's stage a dance thing. It can be someone that's planted. That's why the dance is looking so, in sync. That type of thing. Just, arrange the whole set. That's how it works for me.
Yeah. Also, I was gonna ask that how do you position yourself to get clients?
It's not easy because the industry that we work in, people retain clients. Or people retain vendors. If this person has worked for me and they have delivered over the past like 3 times or 3 stints of things, the chances that I'm going to want to explore another person is very slim. So what I do is I hold on to my clients. I show up for them. I post about them. I attend some of their personal functions. At the end of the year, I send them a gift to let them know now. Not be say our money too rich like that. I'm just joking.
There's something about
I'm just joking about that, but like I'm grateful that you decided to do this with me again, because you're the principal. Someone else could have been doing this. So I respect that and I'm grateful for it. So here's something, from my own. I just send him like a little something.
Oh, nice. Oh, and there's something about showing workings in the industry. Like you have to show workings.
You have to show workings
before anything can even like live. For people that are just starting out, how do they show workings? Like for instance, now let's say I'm starting out. I want to switch and go event management and planning. How do I show workings that I've done this before? What do I say when I want to pitch myself? Like, what am I supposed to do? Do I just go tell a client, try me, I'll do it for you? I've not done it before, but just try me. What am I supposed to do?
What I'm going to say is talk your shit. Say it, speak on it. You did it. From the little one that you've done, whether it's like volunteering, being a part of it. One thing I usually tell people that work with me is you can post it, that you were a part of this. Post it, discuss it. If you need people to retweet, you need and people that work with me, I always retweet their stuff and say, this person did.
Yeah, amen.
You get, so they can get other, principals or other people to work with outside of me. They can get higher ranking roles. You get, also align with people that you feel like are doing what you would like to do. join them. I've worked with, she's my namesake, and that was so crazy. Moyo Shomade, she held my hand for the longest. The record show, I don't know, that was actually my first show as her staff. I don't know why. Yo, she just sat me down, put the headset on my head, and said, "Speak with them. Tell them this artist is coming, that this is what should go up, this is what should be on the screens, this one, blah, blah, blah." So anytime I just see the artist advancing, I just say, "Moya calling for front of house. Please, you have to ask her to come." You get. And after that, the next one was an INEC EU event for this was in time for the elections, and I was in charge of, we booked like 26 artists to perform. I was in charge of liaising with them, booking their accommodation, signing them into the hotel, coordinating their. That was crazy, bro. And I was like, this is a leap of faith. And ever since then, I know sometimes that she just said, "I don't know why you feel like you cannot speak about this with me, because you don't know how much I actually rate you." So it does not just stop at, getting someone that's good to work with. It's also showing yourself to them. I always like to let people that I work with know that I'm capable of more. Don't ever feel like, oh, you need to, like, if I don't ask you that you should take some work off me, don't think that you should. Give me a camera shit. So like a will, like I'm gonna do it. Yeah, so show up.
So So if I, just in case I want to switch to events now, I just need to show up and come and carry Moyo's bag.
Hello. Yeah, I come not carry bag. I don't carry bag.
Guys, I'm gonna help Moyo carry her bag next show. Okay, so I hear you, and I hear you very well. Volunteering, showing up, just look at that person that is doing something you are doing, and join that person, volunteer, look at things that you could do, and you're building your portfolio that way, actually. So we've come to the end of this beautiful episode. I really do not have anything to ask you again. Do you have anything to talk to me? Do you want to ask me anything?
I just want to say, I don't know how long I've known you for. I met you through Tomisi.
Yeah.
And I was just looking through, I'm like, please. I don't know a lot of female editors.
All right.
In fact, outside you, I know just one. And it feels like, I don't know if I think it doesn't look like a lot, but it looks like a lot of brain job. Like all of these things that we see out here, we don't really talk about the editor's bit of it. It's quick to celebrate the director for the vision.
Actually.
But a huge part of the vision also relies on the editor.
Actually.
Because I can't imagine how many times you watch the clip over and over and you decide what needs to stay in the cut, what needs to go. I can't imagine your own decision making it like, oh, this is so beautiful, but it doesn't fit in the grand scheme of things. And that's like a godlike stand on things. I admire that a lot about you.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I'm blushing. Thank you so much. Girl. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today and having this conversation with us. I hope that someone out there is inspired and has learned one or two from Moyo's story. And Moyo, before you leave, I'd like you to give like a word, like something to inspire someone out there. Could be very short word. Just put Moyo 2020.
Moya speaks.
2025. Come on now.
Right. This is probably something that you already know, but I'm just going to reiterate it. If you don't already know, okay, welcome, grab a seat.
Yep.
I'm just going to say, don't ever be scared to start over. Don't ever be scared to try what you want. People will tell you, just pick one thing. If you like it, do it. Honestly, like people are always going to say whether it turns out good, whether it turns out bad, just do it for you.
Actually,
honestly, in this walk of life, you realize that this person and I really seem like we're going to do a long, scheme or a long run together, but you don't speak to them anymore. That's just the tangents of things. Every decision you make should be for you, because they're the one that matters.
Actually, at the end of the day, you matter.
That's it. Okay, baby girl.
Last. Thank you so much, baby girl. Do what you gotta do.